Hi, I'm Oisin Barry from the Irish Ferry Door Company. We established the Irish Ferry Door Company in July the 30th, 2013. It was myself and my wife, Neve Sharon Barry, and our friends Gavin and Aoife Lawler. We set up the Irish Ferry Door Company 3 years ago, just come up. And when we established, we had been hit fairly heavily by the recession. So we no money, we nothing, just an idea, a concept. Initially we went to my mother-in-law and borrowed €8,500 off her that she had saved in a smoking jar that she'd given up quit smoking. So I went to her and said we'd an idea but we'd no money, and she said you can have whatever's in the jar. So she handed it over to me and counted it out. There was about €8,500 in it, and I basically said to her, well, we don't know how it's going to go, whether it's going to succeed, whether it's not. So we were concerned that we'd lose her money. It's a lot of money, but she said she didn't mind because at that time I was emigrating to the UK for a job in London, and all she wanted was to keep me and my wife and our 2 kids in Ireland, the only grandchildren she had in Ireland. So she should just take it and go run with it. So that was 3 years ago. So we started doing the markets and working very hard in the markets right up Dunleary, Marley Park. All the markets we could get hold of we worked on, because we ordered 300 ferry doors. We done up a website, bought a car. When we got to the first market, a little story, we got to the first market and we counted out the 300 doors. There wasn't 300 doors left, there was only 250. I couldn't figure it out for love of money. So I went back home to my wife and said that me and Gavin had gone to the stand and there was only 250 doors, and she said, oh sorry, I gave away 50 doors. And I was like, who did you give the 50 doors to? She said, well, I went into Crumlin Hospital, and I went into the hospital in Drogheda and I just handed out doors to children in the wards. To me that was, oh my god, what have you just done? You've given away a portion of our stock. But social media just went wild with it, took off, and that's how the Irish Ferry Door Company was formed. Okay, so when we were working the markets, we realised there was something behind what we had. We had a product that people wanted. So we got from July to Christmas where people were just coming up to our stands and buying ferry door after everyone had heard where we were, so they kept buying. Social media went mad. But at that point in time we had carpenters all over Clondalk and working for us, and North and South Dublin, and we'd painters paint the doors, we'd other people sticking pieces on the doors, and we were packaging it all up on the side of the house. So Gavin's house in Clondalk and his parents' house. So we were all over the place. So we were grabbing ferry doors here, boxes there, painted doors here, and we were running between them all. But we hadn't got the money to bring it all in-house as such and create an operations in one industrial unit. So we approached Leo, South Dublin Enterprise at the time, and I spoke to Ina Coleman, and we talked about how could we bring it all together and get more structured in the way we had the business. So we sat down and we did an application to apply for a grant to get the premises, to be able to employ people rather than outsourcing the work and bring it all in-house. And the process took a couple of months, and within the couple of months we got a sizable grant from South Dublin, they're Leo now, and they supported our business to bring it into, and at that stage we were in Robin Hood Business Park in South Dublin. So we were able to straight away immediately hire up to about 10 or 11 people, practically within about 2 months, because we knew we had enough between sales and the grant to get to 6 months, 12 months of hiring these people and creating more doors in-house. And we were able to concentrate all our energies on sales on the UK market and the Irish market. With that we expanded and expanded and expanded. So at present we're with Enterprise Ireland on their high potential startup businesses, and they are supporting us all over the world. We're now currently expanding to all the markets. We're in America, Canada, Australia, Mexico. We've signed a deal with the Nordics for next year. We're in talks with Israel, in talks with Dubai, loads of different markets, and we're translating all our doors into our product into different languages, which we do get support from Enterprise Ireland all along the way. So the grant process itself, when you initially get the application out and what you have to do for it, can be quite daunting to a certain extent. it questions things about your business, and initially you don't even know you have a business. You're kind of at that initial stage where, listen, I have an idea, or I have a concept, or I've sold a few doors here, there and everywhere, but I don't really know. It's not really a business, it's just a small part of me, I suppose, part of me, my wife and the other couples, but any individual that goes it. But when you sit down and do this application, you're applying as a business. But when you do it and you go into the ins and outs of the sales forecasts and the projections, and then into the nitty gritty of it, it gets you thinking about how big it could be and how good it could be if you do X, Y and Z. The grant process itself, once you get past that initial fear of the paperwork, the end game again is far outweighs the initial daunting fear that you have of it, like you're struggling with X, Y or Z, and they will help you out. I think you just have to get over that initial fear, complete the application form, because it'll tell you a lot about your business itself, and then when you get the grant or whatever mentoring or whatever you're going for, you'll really realise what it was worth it all along. Basically, we wouldn't be where we are without both Leo and Enterprise Ireland as a whole. At times it was difficult, the processes, and the process can continue to be difficult. It does ask questions of yourself, and people that are going into this need to believe me. I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it. It is a worthwhile process, and it works out in the end. If you put the effort in, you'll get it out the other side, and we are testament to that. We're expanding, trebling our turnover every year. If we can keep doing that, this has all been worthwhile for us.